Hiya, this is Bad Influence, and in this week's programme, I'll be looking at some software that lets you perform amazing stunts and shoot your own action movie.
And I'll be dancing with the Vivi, the latest in puppet technology.
Our main review this week is Streets of Rage 2 on the Mega Drive. Sega's answer to Street Fighter 2?
Mario Paint is launched in Britain this Saturday, the first console paint package with a mouse. It runs on the SNES, costs about 60 quid and can do loads of different things. I'll show you. As well as doing all the usual things you'd expect, like different size brushes down here, you can even have the Mario characters. So I could choose the mushrooms and fill up this cat's tummy with mushrooms. As well as that, there's some really ingenious ways of clearing the screen. All of these are ways of clearing the screen, including this rocket, goodbye cat, and you can get that back again, and this one, which makes it all sort of fade away. As well as that, there are all sorts of animations you can do. I'm going to do a 9-frame animation. I've already started it, as you can see. And what I want to do is put a few more cats in, I think. So I find a little cat, and I'm going to put him in here at the top of the sky, falling down a little bit more, and then falling down at the bottom. Now, to get that to play, all I do is click on animation. I can change the speeds by clicking on the buttons at the top here. That's going very fast, and have music. I do think it's raining cats and dogs. Actually, I compose this music myself using this package. To show you that, click on the keyboards, and we should get to the music package. This is actually what the tune you just heard looks like as I wrote it down. But if I clear that, I can just show you all the things at the top here represent different noises. So you've got Mario and mushrooms, all these, some very silly noises as well. And you get a different pitch depending on where you put them in the stave. So you can go all the way up the stave and get really high notes, and you can also add other notes to harmonise them. So we have a Yoshi harmonising, and I think a star. Star's a nice one. So I've written this great masterpiece. You can play it to see what it sounds like. And Mario comes and, oh, it sounded awful. Actually, I prefer the preset ones that are already in there, and this one's my favourite. Not bad, eh? When you've done your stuff, you can save one animation, one painting, and one piece of music to the cartridge, because it's got a battery backup in it. But any more than that, you have to play them and record them on your VCR recorder at home.
Mario music in a Berlin style. Our main review this week is Streets of Rage 2 on the Mega Drive, a bit like a scrolling version of Street Fighter 2 with the memory capability to match. This is Sega's first 16 megabit cartridge. 16 million bits of information are in there. Axel and Blaze from the original are still in the new version, but they've been joined this time by two mates, Max and Skate. Here's Sarah with her thoughts.
This is excellent. It's fast and very playable with brilliant music. The aim of the game is to clean up all the streets and beat up all the baddies. This is Blaze. She's got some pretty good manoeuvres. She's the best. Some of these manoeuvres, like the swing kick, are brilliant for people far away. That knee shot's my favourite. Oh, brilliant, they're all ganging up on me now. So the swing kick comes back into play. It's much faster than the original Streets of Rage. Everyone compares this to Street Fighter 2, but it's not really that fair, because they're very different games. There's a head-to-head feature, which is excellent. You can pick any of the 4 characters, and you can even play a character against itself. Here, Max plays Max, dressed in different coloured clothes to avoid confusion. This is one of the best games I've ever played. I give it full marks. It's great fun.
This is an excellent game, especially if you've got somebody else to play it with. The only thing that lets it down are the graphics, which just aren't detailed enough.
The graphics are excellent, and all the characters move really well. I love this game.
And so the final scores for Streets of Rage 2, the boys gave it 4 out of 5, and the girls thought it was even better. They gave it 5 out of 5.
Pay attention, slimy furtlers. This is a very long and complicated cheat for Batman on the links, so I'm going to have to do it very, very quickly. At the title screen, press up 8 times, down 12 times, left 15 times, right 19 times, and option 1 27 times. Then press A or B to start the game. Now, When you pause, option 1 will let you skip levels, and option 2 will make Batman invincible. Hey! Eternal life for only 82 keystrokes. Next week I'll show you how to make Sonic the Hedgehog go green with a mere 423 button pushes. Good, innit?
Latest information from Space Station indicates need for Thunderbird 2 carrying Pod 5. And
Right, Scott. Okay, Virgil. Brains, you heard him.
We're on our way, Father.
In the days when Thunderbirds were go, Scott, Virgil and Brains were the very latest in puppet technology. The characters' heads are larger than they should be because there's a clever mechanism inside which moves their lips in time to the words.
Okay, Scott. Be careful.
But as you can see, things have come a long way since then. This is the Vivi Elder, soon to be the all-singing, all-dancing, all-computerised star of a new movie called Zagusa. His creators, 2 expert puppeteers, have brought life to a gallery of famous characters. Mike Quinn on the computers, and in the Vivi, David Barclay.
Oh, it's hot in there.
I bet it is.
Oh, excuse me, I'll just go and get changed.
Okay, catch you later. Now, I take it that David isn't actually the computerised animatronic bit of it.
No, indeed. He is just inside the suit, performing all the limbs and the actual head movements. But all the facial features are controlled by the Puppeteer Motion Memory computer system. And there are about a dozen movements in here altogether. And they're controlled by servo motors, which are radio transmitted into the head to move things like the jaw and the lip and the eyes.
But how do you get the movements into the computer?
Ah, good question. Well, if you could hold that for me, I'll just show you. What we do is we puppeteer in the moves. For example, this is the mouth control. Hello, I am the Vivi Elder. And I'll play that back. Hello, I am the Vivi Elder. Set that into record, and we're now recording the eyebrows as the lip sync is playing back. So he's saying, hello, I am, whatever it was he was saying. Run them both together, and as you can see, channels 1, 2, 3 and 4 are actually running the mouth. Channels 5, 6 and 7 are actually running the eyebrows.
So why do you need to do it this way?
Well, the good thing about using this computer system is one puppeteer could program in all the features of the face, back at base, store it on floppy disk in the computer, and then the floppy disk can go anywhere in the world with your perfect take that is programmed back at base.
And here's that system in action.
Sorry, Cryroot. Vivi needs you to make more healing magic. So much healing for Vivi Elder to do. Always.
A few light years from Thunderbirds, really, isn't it? What do you think, Brains?
Well done, fellas. Yippee!
Thank you, Brains. You may have read in the papers recently about computer games and epilepsy and how one can cause the other, and the Sun even went so far as to print this pretty scary headline, Nintendo killed my son. Well, is it all true then, or a lot of media hype? Let's find out. This is Avril Stewart from the British Epilepsy Association. Welcome to Bad Influence.
Hello.
A better group of people to comment I cannot think of. But first, tell us, what is an epileptic fit? What happens?
Well, the brain just stops doing what it normally does. It can be triggered, of course, by different things. It can be triggered by flashing lights, or it can be triggered by lack of food, hunger, boredom. But in this particular instance, it's triggered by the television screen flashing at a particular rate.
It's got nothing to do with whether it's got a computer game on it or not?
No, not at all. It's the flicker rate on this particular screen.
Right. Can you catch it from a television screen?
No, definitely not. You have to have already that inbuilt susceptibility. Your brain has to be able to be sensitive to this particular thing.
So if you are, and you want to obviously limit the chances of having a seizure, what can you do?
Well, you could use a small screen, as we're looking at the moment. You can make certain that you play the games in a brightly lit room. Don't play it too often or when you're tired. And if it's at all possible, use perhaps a small screen like this.
That's an LCD screen?
Yes.
Because that one doesn't flicker?
That's right.
Yeah, there's also one other thing that I was fascinated to learn, was that you can help yourself with one of these, can't you?
Yes, exactly.
Why is that?
If the brain doesn't receive the messages from both eyes, it can't have a seizure. It has to have both pictures.
OK, so then play in a bright lit room, use a small screen, sit well back, and don't play if you're overtired. And if you are subject to epilepsy, maybe an eye patch will help you. Thank you very much indeed, Avril. Now for the rest of this week's news.